and below. Below, low, then lay the low.
We're just ordinary people. We don't know which way to go.
I'll say scats that sound like they're almost words, and then those scats will push me into saying certain lyrics. And then once I figure out kind of the main line of the song, then I have a concept.
Give me the green light. Give me just one night.
So this song started with a different beat. I was writing it with Rick Knowles and a guy named Fink, who's an artist out of the UK. We started with it on the guitar, and that basic groove, the dun, 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 dun. It kind of had like a 80s kind of Prince-ish vibe to it originally. The song's about, being out, seeing somebody you want to dance with, and probably the most infamous line is, do I have a girlfriend? Technically, no.
Do I have a girlfriend? Well, technically, no.
And Chrissy did not like that line. We had already been dating at that point for a year or two. Just a song. But anyway, but it's also become kind of like a consent anthem because the whole song is, asking for permission before you go further with someone, which, is a thing I would advise you to do if you're, out there in the dating world. So I played for my A&R at the time. His name is KP, Kawan Prather. He's a, legendary A&R, and he's a DJ, and he's just all around good guy. He did a new mix of the beat, like completely new, sounds. The tempo was the same, but the drums were completely different. And then we were like, oh, okay, this is sounding really good.
Checking your smile, working your back like it's going out of style.
And then KP's very good friends with André 3000 because he was Outkast A&R way back in the day. They grew up together in Atlanta. So he reached out to André and asked him to be on the song. And this is already at the point when André was basically doing nothing. He was like barely doing any features, wasn't performing live. And so getting him on a song was a huge coup. But it was interesting because he started with 1, 2, 3 red light and then did green light next. And the only editorial comment I ever gave to Andre 3000 was we should start with green light, then red light after that. So we just moved the green light part to before and then the red light part to after.
I want to green red light. I want to see what your band's like. But if I be your buddy, did you study? Is your head right?
But other than that, we just left Andre's beautiful work alone, and we had this electric, fun song that nobody would have expected me to come out with because I had done nothing like that in my first 2 albums. That was kind of like the theme for that song, was John coming from behind the piano and doing a up-tempo song. And at the time, it was the biggest, highest charting song in my career. Of course, All of Me surpassed that.
Give your all to me. I'll give my all to you.
We wrote All of Me to this 4 on the floor beat, and so when Tiesto did that remix of it,
What would I do without your smart mouth?
that was actually more like the original version than he even knew. I listened to our 4 on the floor version. I was thinking, I'd rather hear it stripped down.
What would I do without your smart mouth?
It's always interesting when you write a piano line that becomes a hook in itself, and as soon as I start playing All of Me and I hear that bum 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 bum, everybody knows exactly what it is. Eventually, I just kept fooling around with the piano and found the rhythm that kind of felt like it grounded the song in the right way.
You got my head spinning, no kidding.
The whole second half of the song, during the chorus, there's a vocoder singing harmony with me.
'Cause all of me loves all of you.
So vocoders are basically machines that you can run your voice through that sing the lyric, but they're kind of played by a keyboard as well. Instead of doing all the traditional things you would do for a ballad, we put, vocoder on there and made it a little more interesting and modern.
I want you to love me now. I don't know who's gonna kiss you when I'm gone.
So Love Me Now was originally brought to me as a song idea from a guy named John Ryan. John is a singer, a songwriter, a producer, and he'd already sketched out the song. But I was working with Blake Mills on the song as well, and Blake was producing the entire album, Darkness and Light. When we were listening to it, we really liked the idea of the song, but we wanted to change some of the lyric to make it feel more personal to me. John's version, since he, I think, was writing as a bachelor, his version felt more like it was about a single guy just looking for a one-night stand. I wanted the lyric to feel like it was more about making the most of the moments that you have with the one you love.
Let's make the most of every moment.
That was John's idea to strip the beat down during that section. I don't know who's gonna kiss you when I'm gone.
I don't know who's gonna kiss you when I'm gone.
Because it just felt like it emphasized that moment and made the lyric and the vocal stand out more. And then when the beat comes back, it feels even more exciting because you've had this kind of break from it, and it makes it even more impactful when it comes back.
We're just ordinary people.
La 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 la.
Girl, I'm in love with you, but this ain't the honeymoon. Past the infatuation phase.
And so with Ordinary People, I wrote that chorus idea with will.i.am in the studio, and the premise for us being in the studio together was we were going to write a hook for the Black Eyed Peas for their next album. This is back in 2004. And I wrote the hook with him, and after a day or two of thinking about that hook and having it haunting me, I was like, Will, I don't want you guys to have this hook. I'm going to keep it myself, and I'm going to write a ballad around it, basically.
'Cause we're ordinary people.
So I wrote the lyrics while I was on tour with Kanye. This was right after the College Dropout had come out. We went to Europe to play some shows at clubs and small venues. And during sound checks, I was writing the lyric to Ordinary People based on that melody that I just sang to you.
One day, when the glory comes.
I'm on tour in Europe, and Common is in LA, and he calls me, and he says, John, I just was, part of this film, Selma. I'm in the film, and I've been talking with the director, and it's Ava, and I had worked with Ava before, so I knew her. And he was like, Ava really wants a end title song. So he calls me up and says, I was hoping we could write this together. Maybe you could write like a piano part and a hook, and then, of course, I'll write the raps.
Hands to the heavens, no man, no weapon.
He told me what the film was, and, of course, it was about Dr. King and about the march in Selma and the fight for voting rights. And then he started listing like title ideas for the song, and one of them was Glory.
We'll cry glory, oh glory.
So not only did I have a direction as far as knowing what the film was, knowing the life we were celebrating, Dr. King's, but also knowing that Common had an idea for the chorus called Glory. I had the idea pretty quickly once he said those words. Once he said Glory, I was like, yeah, I know what I want to say.
'Cause we got a big love.
We wrote Bigger Love pretty quickly. It was Ryan, Cautious Clay, and I just sitting in a room together. Eventually, we stumbled upon
I don't wanna think about nothing, just watching you dancing.
I think very quickly I was saying I don't want to think about nothing, and I didn't know what I was going to say yet. I didn't know what the song was yet, but that kind of came early.
We got one way ticket loud. We ain't going no place but all.
So what happened with the beat, Ryan and his guy Zach, they had come up with a beat for it, and some of that is still represented in the final version. But I thought if we're going to do the Afro-Caribbean thing, let's go ahead and do it. And so I called my friend DeGenius, who's Jamaican and produced another song on the album called Don't Walk Away with Coffee. And I had done that song with him first. So I knew what he could do and knew what his flavor was. And I was like, you know, if we're going to go almost there with this beat being kind of Caribbean inspired, Afrobeat inspired, let's just get the genius to help us do it.
Feel like the beginning of something.
The Genius's kind of remix version is the version you hear on the album, because he was able to work with the beat, with the steel drums, with just the groove, and get it exactly where it should be. So it felt like it wasn't trying to be something else, but it was actually fully doing that thing that it was supposed to be trying to do.
Actions speak louder than love songs.
So what I was thinking when we were writing Actions, one, of course, we have this Dre sample. It's not actually a Dre sample, but it's a song that came out many years before Dre did, but he sampled it as well. There's a song called The Edge by David McCallum, but Dre, of course, sampled it, and Snoop iconically said, la da 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 da.
You know what happened with the D-R-E.
And so I figured, why shouldn't I put la da 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 in this song?
La da 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 da, here I go again with another love song that I wasted.
It was cool because we had already been batting around the idea of actions speak louder than love songs. So when we were batting that idea around, I was like, well, we should just start the song saying la da 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 da. And the whole song is about the act of writing love songs. And so I figured we should start the song with me scatting, because that's how I start writing love songs anyway.
La da 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 da, la da 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 da.
I think the biggest challenge with Actions is it's such an iconic sample that you want to do it justice. Because if you do a whack song to this beat, which everyone knows and loves, it just feels like you're extra wrong for doing it.
We got a good thing, babe, whenever life is hard.
Never Break was one of the earliest songs we wrote, and we had no idea we were going to release it into a pandemic and release it into the time when people were protesting in the streets about George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and others. And we just had no idea. In the song, we talk about as the water rises. So we were thinking about, you know, climate change. We were thinking about other tests of our resilience as human beings, and then also talking about an individual relationship and the challenges that might come your way in that relationship.
We will never, no, no, never.
No, no, never. One of the things that made the song interesting to me was the no, no, never. Or as we write it, nah, nah, never. We wanted to supplement my lead vocal with those backing vocals that kind of added more emphasis to that no, no, never.
No, no, never.
It's almost like you're willing yourself into being resilient. It's like, no, we're not gonna break. We're not gonna break. And these backup vocals kind of help support that sentiment.
We will never, no, no, never. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, I remember this.
Remember Us was produced by Eric Hudson, and I wrote the top line with Trey Campbell. My manager, she said to Eric, we need something with some dirty drums for John. He brought in this groove, and it sounded like an Al Green song. And the reason why is because the drums are the same as the classic Al Green song, and so it immediately gives you that feeling. But they were dirty sounding and soulful and nostalgic.
Ooh, yeah.
The more I listened to it, I was like, I really want a rap on this song. I really feel like if I get the right storyteller on this song, it'll just take it to another level. I had been listening to Rapsody's album, Eve, from last year, and I just loved the way she told stories, her lyrical ability, her flow, her voice. I just felt like she would sound perfect on this song, and she really loved it, and she sent back this beautiful verse that talked about Nipsey and Kobe and Biggie and all these people we lost, and also just all these cultural moments that a lot of people my age would remember.
I remember what Nip said. 10 toes down, you hit me up. Hey, big head.
It's currently my favorite song on the album. That changes and shifts every once in a while, but Remember Us is currently my favorite. And a lot of it has to do with how amazing Rapsody's verse is.
I could always call on you, and I hope you remember me too. Love.